Um, okay, testing, testing. One, two, three, testing. How are you guys doing today? Let me see if I can, in fact. Wait a minute, what the hell? Uh, okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, all right. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Mike Productions. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You guys, I am in a pickle. If you guys don't know, the weather in America is frozen. And unfortunately for me, I live in a place that does not do good with snow. The South does not. The South sees a bit of snow. That's a wrap. They're shutting everything down, all the roads, all the highways, all the byways. It's shut down. And man, for 2 days, I've been stuck for 2 days. They had to cancel my flight. I was supposed to have been back to Austin Friday. Friday at 9 p.m. Tell me why it's Sunday and I'm still stuck where I was before. Jason Winstonley. Hi, praying for you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Anthony Bryant, counterpunch to you. Uh, yeah, man, I've been stuck here. It's been crazy. Cars been flipping. People don't know how to drive. Bryce Productions, the number one king in the building. What's up? Talk Sports said that if Wilder beats Chisora, Wilder might fight Usyk, and Wilder versus Chisora is a warm-up fight for Wilder to prepare to fight Usyk. Well, can you take a helicopter instead? Man, I don't want to really take a helicopter, but I guess that's a better option. You know, after Kobe Bryant died, man, I don't really care for helicopters. I really never have. The last time I was on a helicopter, I was working on Stranger Things, and I didn't care for that. The Roos theory: the South acts like snow is new. Well, I think it's one of those things that don't happen so much or very so often that people treat it as though it's new, and they don't know how to drive in it. Chisora is gonna finish Wilder. I think it should be the last man standing because that's what it's about. Two man enter, one man leave. I think whoever wins will go on to do what they destined themselves to do. Because if you can remember, Deontay Wilder said that he wants to fight for a title again. Derek Chisora said that his last fight or his 50th fight should be for a title. If he beats Wilder, he gets that shot. He gets to fight for a title again. He's fought for the title many times. He had an opportunity in 2022 against Tyson Fury. Isn't Chisora kind of washed up? I mean, people, you could say the same thing about Deontay Wilder, can't you? Chisora put in some good performances in the last two fights. He fought Joe Joyce, and who else did he fight lately? Gerald Washington, Joe Joyce. I know he beat up Pulev. I mean, he had a war with Pulev. Pulev gave him a pretty good fight, but think about it. Pulev is my age, man. Wilder looked awful in his last two fights. Wilder's last two fights. One was last year, and then he fought the year before that. So for one, Wilder hasn't fought enough, which the irony of Wilder is, people, he should have he should have fought a bunch of tomato cans. He should have fought a couple plumbers, a couple Uber drivers, and you know, substitute teachers, part-time boxers. He should have fought one of those guys. He should have been fighting a gang of them just to get his confidence back. And then I think what we need to understand is, and we should really give Wilder credit, is everyone that he fought, except for Herndon, everyone knew. We definitely knew who the former WBO champion was, and we definitely knew who Zhilei Zhang was. And he fought both of them. So, Chisora beat Otto Weiland. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot all about his. Yeah, that was a good fight. He was the only one that actually put Weiland down. But, Weiland, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, I guess he's just, but he was a problem for a while. I mean, he held his own. So, I can't be mad at it. Scousers don't get knocked out. Patty the Batty Pimblett. Okay. It's been 5 years since Wilder did anything. He's done something. He's got his ass whooped. That's what he's done. you know. So yeah. Oh man, I'm hearing about the snowstorm in Dallas. Now it's crazy. One of my brothers, he's stuck. He can't even fly back into Dallas because he was going to fly into Dallas. So, dude's zesty, but he'll knock you out.
That was God in you all day. School, you hear me?
What's
I've been
that?
talking through my brothers, dude. Like, I just came around this corner like, God, why can't I get out of here to get home?
Yeah.
Which is Dallas. And you just said, my people stuck. I was going to be stuck in Houston, man, because my flight for Dallas got canceled from Atlanta because of the weather.
So you're flying into Houston?
No, I just told him to reschedule me till Wednesday. And just go straight from here to Dallas after the weather. And just go back to my
so you're going to hang out here in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, sir. I've been here for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Why not be somewhere where it's cool and let that die down?
Yeah.
Be somewhere where it's cool. I don't want to go sit in the airport in Houston and it's freezing outside.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Just wait for the weather to subside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get home. I'm getting twisted, but I don't want to go home under the stress,
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, cool.
All right, man. Take it easy,
brother. I've heard enough from God. You missed. Thank you.
All right, man. Yes, sir. All right. The snow where I am is literally up to my head. Yeah, you guys are used to it. You got plows, shovels. You got vehicles with like tank-like traction that can plow and get through snow. We don't have any of that because it doesn't do it enough. Uh-oh, you ran into a talker. Yeah, I was like, oh man, this dude's about to sit here and talk me to death. But no, same about my brother, man. He has to stay. He's where the hell is he at now? He's in ATL, and he'll be there till what? He'll be there to Wednesday. This dude will be there to Wednesday. So think about it. Maybe that kiss was a kiss of death from Wilder. Subconscious dominance move. Nah. I don't know. I hope so. I always run into talkers. Yeah, you look talkable. Like, yeah. There's that big Mac 10 looking dude over there. Let me holler at him. He looks pleasant. I'm kidding. How the snow is up to the top of my feet. Had Chisora got a better career wins in Pulev, Joyce, Wilding, Takam, and than Wilder has? And who did Wilder beat? Dominic Brazil. He beat Luis Ortiz twice. He knocked out Spilka, which Derek Chisora also knocked out Spilka. Who else? do the way my mind works. If my opponent blew me a kiss, that would be more of a problem than if they were being aggressive. Uh, I'd probably get pissed off because he's just asking for me for the kiss that he threw. He's asking for a fist to get through. Bars. I'd want to get him out of there before he could grab me or something. Um, you talking about Chisora? Yeah, I mean, I have a totally different mark on that man. That's totally different. That's a weird kind of fight because we have to look at the fight itself. We see what Chisora's done. We're looking at his body of work. We're comparing it to Wilder's body of work, which has been, but not looking at the fight itself. What type of fighter is Wilder versus what type of fighter is Chisora? See, you guys when I predict something, they're like, "Damn!" Just like I told people, I said, Joe Joyce will beat Daniel Dubois. Alexander Usyk will beat Anthony Joshua. A couple others that I had right, you know. And the crazy thing is, you know, I just looked at the styles that those guys had. You know, so. It's not just enough for Wilder to win. He needs to beat Chisora emphatically, like 1 or 2 round blowout for them to be interested. I don't think this should be that type of fight. I think it should be somebody should get hit and somebody should go down. I don't even think it should be like these guys taking shots, you know. But keep in mind, man, Zhilei Zhang can punch. He can punch. And most importantly, he's a counterpuncher, so he can set up punches. That's what counterpunchers do. That's all a counterpuncher really is a guy that sets up punches. But it's based on what you do to set the punches up to get through. That's what it's about. Exactly, and then you might make a mistake. Chisora is a warrior. 50 fights make it his last. How many times we've been begging Chisora to quit until he start whooping somebody's ass? He start kicking some butt. He start kicking some butt. You know, and then nobody stopped talking. Everybody stopped with the, oh, he's a gatekeeper. Nobody says that no more, man. They used to. Man, I'm really wanting him to retire. Damn it. What is that? Oh. My charger. It fell out of my... Yeah, man. Check this out, too. Got something to share with you guys, right? So I'm getting into an Uber, and I had some loose joggers on. I had my wallet in there, right? Had my wallet in the pants. Got back to the hotel from the Uber. Start reaching around for it. Couldn't find it. Left it in the Uber. Tried to contact the Uber back. You have to request through the app, which I think sucks. That's one difference between an Uber and a taxi. You know what I'm saying? A taxi, you could actually call that sucker back. But why would Wilder eat canned dog food? Weird. So, I guess. Lost everything. Don't have anything. Don't have my ID. Don't have my debit cards. Don't have nothing. The only thing that I do still have is my passport, which is the most important thing, really. You know, I had $100 in the because it was a clip, and I had the money clip. It had, you know, money in it, and of course it held my credit cards. Only Canelo would do 100,000 in the States. Deontay Wilder's finished too many wars and can't take a shot anymore. Good while it lasted, though. We'll see. And if not, he'll get paid this one last time, and then he'll go on. He'll go off into the sunset. He'll just go away. And then Taylor Swift, aka Givens, will take the she'll take her part of it, and then she'll go on and get with the next rich guy until she gets tired of him. Hopefully, though, you know, hopefully she'll find somebody that she really wants to be with and stay with them. That's the only way that she can erase the stench of her character. Because she did Wilder wrong, and she stayed with Wilder long enough to know, yo, I don't want to be with this motherfucker no more. You didn't have to wait till he started losing to leave. But I do believe that the cheating was already there. She didn't want to, she just had the worse or the worse her relationship with Wilder got, the more fuel she had to feed other men. So there you go. I bet you somebody that whoever was, banging her out was sick of hearing about Wilder. Man, I'm so sick of hearing about this chicken-legged fool. Would you shut up and get into bed and give me some so you can go home to the man that you've been talking about for the last 2-3 hours? Shame you lost your cards. Hope you get them back. They're not coming back. I'm pissed off because I lost my Walmart discount card. I don't know if I can get one reissued because it belonged to my mom. Because anybody that worked over 15 years at Walmart gets a discount card forever. So if Jay Roos, if I'm back in Atlanta soon, I will, if you wanted to get like a television, something big that costs money. So I'm gonna see if I can get one reissued. But if I can get that, and I have to get more license, which I have a picture of my license, which, is cool to some cops if they needed it or whatever. Cabello basically lacks 2 wins of top 10. Hergovic and Dubois in 2026 would be perfect for him. Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, if he beat one of them, if he beat Hergovic, but Hergovic, I think he should beat Dubois. Why Dubois and not Hergovic? For one, Hergovic talks a lot, but he hasn't really done enough. Whereas Danny Dubois has done a nice body of work, and if he fights him and beats him, right, and he puts him down, which I think will be a war because Daniel will still be able to punch him, so he has a puncher's chance against Ijet. But if Ijet beats Daniel Dubois, he has now a comparable win to Usyk when Usyk beat him. You know what I mean? When these guys start fighting everyone, we have a comparison lineup. That was the significance of when Floyd and Manny was fighting. When Floyd Mayweather fought this guy, and then they looked at his performance with that same guy. Then they looked at how Manny Pacquiao did it. And, so when you start fighting the same guys, you start to compare how good you do with those opponents that are in front of you. So that, 'cause if you haven't fought each other, that's the only thing that you have to go on besides the styles that you possess. So that's the difference. So if I get Caballero, if he can beat Danny Dubois, and if he can do it better than Usyk, people are going to start talking. Buzz is going to start buzzing. And, that fight will be talked about, and it will have some substance, something to, hold on to. Go talk to Walmart store manager about your question on if you get another Walmart discount card issued to you. They would have your answer, I'm sure. Just ask for the main store manager. Well, the problem is if my mom was still alive, it wouldn't be a problem, I don't think. You see what I mean? But my mom is deceased. But I've had her discount card, Jesus, since for probably about 20 years. Because she gave it to me because my father doesn't go to Walmart. Because my mom used to work at Walmart. Go figure. So I used his, right? So I don't know what she did with hers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened to it. Josh Goggins, 35.99. Good evening from Alabama. Hashtag bomb squad. Counterpunch to you, Josh Goggins in the building. Yeah, man. I think I think Wilder's prime against Stavern 1 and 2. One was how I expected Wilder, and expected Wilder choose Chisora going back. Now that you've moved on from the Steelers, you're gonna coach some more or take some time off. Triple D does Cabell. Wilder's statue gonna fall if he loses, Kurt. Nah, it's never gonna fall. That's a state issued accomplishment. So, that's something that'll never go anywhere. And if I'm Wilder, I would be proud of that. Especially think about someone like Wilder for a minute. Wilder had an inflated ego. I heard that Libras have inflated egos. I'm a Libra, so when I heard it, it pissed me off. Some cunt said it, you know. Oh, you got an inflated ego. I'm like, why would you put that on the whole clan of people? No mercy from boxing enthusiasts. Kurt, why don't you think Alabama would tear that? Nah, they wouldn't tear it down. I mean, they put it up. Because he's had his time. He's done what he's done. He's had 10 title defenses in 5 years. Whatever however you view that, because, if you're looking at accomplishments, high knockout percentage, he was just carried too long. You know what I mean? He totally dropped the ball, him against Joshua. And here's the thing that people don't really realize about Wilder versus Joshua in 2018. 2018 was how long ago now? 8 years ago. That's damn near 10 years ago. Wilder is 40. That put him at 32. That put Joshua somewhere in the 20s, right? It meant they were closer to their primes if they weren't in their primes. And I think they were both in their primes at the time that fight could have fought or could have went down. And for all we know, Wilder could have caught Joshua with a shot and knocked him out. Because one thing we know what Wilder had was that punch. If Joshua couldn't deal with that right hand, the right hand was going to deal with Joshua. That's what it was all about. The only problem is we never had a breakdown. I've never did a breakdown between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder because the fight never happened. There's no sense of talking about something that hasn't happened. You see what I mean? And the thing is, if he would have won or not, the fight didn't happen because he didn't want it. You agreed to a fight for $15 million, only to turn it down later on after receiving the offer and agreeing to the offer because there was no rematch clause in the offer. That's so stupid. Think about this. You guys know I don't care for Teofimo Lopez, right? What if Team Teo, what if he would have done that to Lomachenko? Got the contract, got what he wanted, got what he asked for, skimming over the contract. Oh, there's no rematch clause, so we're not going to fight. You know what I'm saying? So, like other fighters that I'm using him for an example. Jesus, what the hell's wrong with me? For an example, all those guys would have did what? Fought. That's a trivial thing. That's a misdemeanor. That's something you don't have to worry about if you have the opportunity at hand. Don't worry about a rematch because they're not even thinking if they would have beat Joshua and it didn't have a rematch, that meant Wilder would have been the undisputed heavyweight champion in the world. He would have been exactly where Alexander Usyk was before Usyk even jumped on the scene. The fucking morons didn't believe in themselves. And since they didn't believe in themselves, they didn't understand, like, yo, we got every belt there is to have. So if he knocked Joshua out, beat Joshua some kind of way, caught him with that right hand cannon, they could have then negotiated more money. In fact, they could have got the money that Joshua probably would have made for the fight. They ain't thinking that way, though. They're thinking, oh, there's no rematch clause. Because maybe you weren't comfortable enough. Maybe you didn't think that Wilder could pull it off. Maybe Shelley Finkel thought, I've been protecting him this long. I protected him from Klitschko long as I could. And you know what AJ did to him? It was a hard fight, but he still took him out that night. Bars, right? So it is what it is, man. One punch made AJ flopping at the knees. I know that bit. Joshua sends Wilder into the afterlife. I just think, the boxing world is so funny. It's funny how things in one day changes. When you think, because we were looking once upon a time, we were looking at who? We were looking at Joshua versus Fury for undisputed 5 years ago. 2021, they were looking for venues. Remember Eddie Hearn flying all around, flying to Saudi Arabia, flying into the UK, flying to other places, trying to get a fight or a venue for a fight that wasn't even happening because in one day they decided, nah, you're going to fight Tyson Fury again. Or Deontay Wilder, should I say again. What's this nonsense? What up, Kurt? What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. AJ is crap. Dave Allen beats AJ. Dave Allen ain't beating shit. Dave Allen can fight Fisher again and make his legacy. And then, that's not really a good thing. Wake up to reality. Modern King Boxing. What's up, man? Counterpunch to you. How's Florida treating you? You are still in Florida, right? Gang AJ came to America. That was anxiety. The only reason Andy won, they didn't come to America and get accustomed to the fast pace of his crazy country we live in. Dave Allen isn't British. Where's Dave Allen from then, if he's not British? I'm so pissed off we never got Lara versus Crawford. You know what, Sam? I am too. I wanted to see that fight because Lara ain't a pushover. He never was. Erislandy Lara was never a pushover. Was he the best fighter to fight? No. But that's the point. He was a pure boxer. He had great legs and paws. But no, he had great footwork. He could get away from you. He had long arms. He was very difficult to hit. And it's times where his distance was so good he could hit you and you couldn't hit him. You would have to overcommit to hit him, and then you might get countered with a long, rangy ass left uppercut. But yeah, I wanted to see that too because Lara got to the point where he just started knocking MFs out. He started knocking these guys out, man. Dubois has a great resume, and if he beats Zhang, his resume gets better and better. I mean, Danny Dubois has a hell of a resume. He should, but his thing is, Daniel took 2 L's last year. 1, he didn't fight Joseph Parker. 2, he got knocked out by Usyk. Efe Ajagba is being avoided. I mean, it depends on who you ask. Because Effie Ajagba avoided Frank Sanchez in the rematch for the title eliminator. So, you know, people are avoiding Effie. I don't know about that. I would like to see Moses Atonement Effie Ajagba. Because, I mean, Effie's looking good. You know, jab. I was so impressed with his boxing ability against Bakali. And it just shows you about Bakali. It's like Bakali can get beat. We've already seen Bakali get beat. Martin Bakali has 3 losses. Michael Hunter, Joseph Parker, and Effie Ajagba. See that draw? You got to look at that draw like we looked at the Jarrell Miller Andy Ruiz draw. A lot of people, everyone knows that Jarrell Miller beat Andy Ruiz. I don't care what happened to his hand. We didn't know that till after. The performance itself, Jarrell Miller outworked and bullied Andy, right? But they call it a draw. But we all know Jarrell really won, right? You got to say the same thing about Effie Ajagba versus Martin McCauley. Effie Ajagba boxed that boy. He boxed him. And until he became frustrated and started to run out of gas because he couldn't keep up with him, because he was boxing him. He was boxing and moving, something that Jared Anderson's supposed to did, and he didn't. Then, you know, that's nobody's fault. McCauley would beat Triple D. I think he would beat Triple D because Triple D comes forward and he likes to throw punches like in flurries. But these flurries that he throws, they're heavy, but he can be countered. Look at the Usyk fight. That's why Usyk got him out of there. He was waiting for Danny Dubois to overcommit with those bombs and catch him. You know what I'm saying? Catch him in mid-swing. Bow. You know, he just countered him. Zhang will beat Dubois. It won't go 6 rounds. Zhang can jab and disrupt Dubois' rhythm. Zhang knows how to counterpunch Dubois. That fight, any of those guys could win. Zhang wins early. Dubois wins late. That's it. If it happens. If it happens the same night that Wilder versus Chisora happens, oh, we're looking at something special. We're looking at a nice fight card. Can't wait. McCauley arguably lost against Kuzman as well. Zhang finished. I think Zhang's getting old. I think his diet has aged him. It doesn't have to be drugs that age you all the time. It could be your diet, the things that you eat, you consume. I bet you Zhang eats nothing but noodles and rice and shit. You know what I mean? A bunch of carbs that he don't really use. They're just stuck in his stomach. And he's a big dude. He's 6'6". He's a big guy. He looks like a bouncer, but I think he eats like trash to be a serious athlete. You know what I mean? There's nothing like he could be solid if he really dug. Scants, rants, sup, stunt man. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Hot take. Dubois stops Zhang, Caballero, and Wardley, but loses to Parker. Man, that would be crazy, right? And then Parker would get his redemption. Zhang eats like John Fisher. If Andy would train in second fight, he would have won. No, I don't think he would have won that because, I mean, all Joshua had to do is stay away from Andy because even the first fight, it was so ridiculous. If all AJ had to do, catch him with the left hand, try not to finish him. If he would have done that, his whole take on how he fights guys would have been over. But he learned a lesson. But unfortunately, the lesson that he learned did more harm than good because he wasn't no longer the guy that fought Klitschko. He was no longer the guy that fought Povetkin. He was no longer that guy, you know, and he's even talked about it over the years. Like, look, listen, I'm a guy that actually, you know, wants to fight more mature. That's why he couldn't get with Danny Dubois, because Danny Dubois fought like he used to fight. Dubois fought him like a young Joshua, but this is a Joshua trying to be more conservative, trying to be more withheld, withdrawn, trying to be smarter. But sometimes you have to fight. You can't clam up. You can't just put your guards up and hope not to get hit when some guy that's 240 pounds, 27 years of age, young, dumb, and full of cum is throwing punches and landed on you. You can't do that. That's what happened to AJ. AJ thought that, oh, I can weather the storm. No, sometimes you got to fight. You can't clam up. You can't bitch up. You can't, oh man, let me try to be more passive. When somebody's getting with you, okay, you have to do what you need to do. That's any time. See, what people don't understand, boxing is an art form, right? But here is the saying that you guys, I want all of you to remember about boxing. Sometime in boxing, a fight breaks out. And they normally break out when a punch gets through that either don't supposed to go through or lands, right? And then a fight begins. Because one thing's going to happen. That fighter that hits that guy and hurts that guy, that fight is going to break out, because then the adrenaline is going to spike and he's going to come at you with more aggression, more punches. And they're going to be a natural sway of how you actually fight. It's not going to be a jab, jab, right hand, left hook. No, it's going to be left hook, right, hooks, uppercuts, overhands. That's how it's going to be when you're fighting. Everyone has a certain way they fight when it comes down to fighting. How you throw punches, how you land punches, if you know how to punch, if you don't know how to punch. I'm trying to cook. I'm just trying to tell people, if see people that know how to fight and they hurt you and they can get through your defense, they're gonna bust you up. And that's what Daniel did. So, no, man. See, Joshua, he took that left hook. That shit was like, nah. Because you have to think about it. I mean, for a person like that to take that type of precaution in the future, like he did, he might have got comfortable. See, he was already making 20 million, 25 million, 30 million a fight. Then, so he was making Oscar De La Hoya fight purses. Then, think about it. And I know a lot of people think, well, he's a heavyweight, so he should get paid more. Not all the time. Not all the time. But he was still making that kind of cash. So when he got caught with Andy Ruiz, he decided, nah, man, I don't want to be that warrior AJ no more. That big Femi, that Baba Yaga. I don't want to be that no more. I want to fight smarter. But unfortunately, fighting smart, you can't fight the same way with everyone all the time. Sometimes you got to know when to turn it up and not bitch up. Zhang is too old now. He's finished. Man, you know what I see Zhang, man? I've looked at Zhang in those shorts, like on Instagram. I've seen him training. And what do you normally see and notice about Zhang? When Sean George, his trainer, comes around, he's, I tire, right? That dude's suffering. Them exercises is kicking his ass. Yeah, he is old. I'm just gonna be real with you. I see Zhang going through HELL. When, you know what I'm saying, he looked like a fat guy that just busted a nut with a prostitute. Yeah, man. To have that type of, and you can tell his conditioning is trash. You can tell his conditioning is trash. Daniel took Miller to school. He did. But here's the thing. In spots he fought Miller, in spots he boxed Miller. But see, here's the thing. He didn't fight him all the time. Because Jarrell thought, when he starts fighting me, I'm going to start connecting with him. Then I'm going to eventually take him out, because I smell bitch in him, because we've seen him quit. We've seen Danny Dubois quit twice. I ain't gonna count the second Usyk fight. Twice. And see Jarrell knew, shit, I don't have to be in shape to whoop this bum, this quitter, smell bitch on him. I'm going to get him in an exchange. I'm going to catch him with a left and a right hand. He's going to try to fight me back, and then I'm going to run over him. That didn't happen because Daniel Dubois stuck to a game plan. I am interested to see how Daniel Dubois will respond with Tony Sims. Right now, man, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. So Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale because I couldn't fly out of Atlanta. So took from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. Now I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and we supposed to board in like 15 minutes. But they had maintenance due to the snow. But the plane is here. It's not coming from nowhere else. But the crew is not here. So the crew is coming from another spot. So we don't know if that's what's going on or not. Bars. There ain't 200,000 people in America willing to pay $1,000 to watch a fight. I don't think, man. I mean, I'm sure you have some people, but like everything is gone. I mean, who do you have that you know that got the torch passed to him? That torch was supposed to be passed to somebody, man, and it never was. Someone from America. See, Wilder wasn't big enough. He got beat by Tyson Fury. If Wilder was going to be a successful superstar, he would have beat Tyson Fury. He would have knocked Tyson. Well, first fight was a draw. He would have knocked him out in the second fight. Then he would have went on to reign or whatever. You know what I mean? And then eventually he would have fought Joshua because there wouldn't have been any rematch or any kind of bullshit with rematch clauses and stuff. Then they would have had a showdown. If he would have beat Joshua, then he would have became something like a superstar in the States. People would know who he was. But unfortunately, he never fought Joshua, and he got beat by Tyson Fury. That's why we don't have anyone over here. And it's Wilder's fault. He was supposed to be that person for us. Jared Anderson, he was too young, he was too docile, he was too delicate. You know what I mean? He had some mental things going on. He wasn't old enough. He wanted to go off and smoke weed and slam bitches. That's what he wanted to do. I mean, he didn't want to do too much more than that. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul may have done it. Maybe. But I mean, it's Mike Tyson, though. Mike Tyson's been retired since 2005, legitimately and respectfully. And at that time, he was so full of coke, broads, and booze and marijuana. It was just no, he like in 2005 he didn't want to fight no more. He was just like a defeated bloke. I don't want it anymore. I just don't want it. I don't got it. No, bro, you just was on dope. I'm telling you, this here, if Zhang beats Dubois, he's number 4 in the world in my book, whether he's old or not. Resume great. Now, Dan Dubois, he's fought Joshua, Miller, Hergovic, Joyce. Who else? Who else did Daniel beat? Damn, who else? Why am I freezing up on Daniel? What are his other wins? I know he beat guys like Gordon. He fought Usyk twice. Jake Paul got the lace front beard. AJ really hit that dude hard. Yeah, because he, that's his trademark. He got that Santa Claus, that punk rock Santa Claus shit. That journey, men also, that was good, started with an L. Superstar Wilder would have done great against Usyk if he was still undefeated. Yeah, I mean, but it would have been a fight where if Wilder wouldn't have got messed over, Wrong decisions, wrong women. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But all that, like his punching power, that punching power. If I'm gonna tell you guys something, remember this: if Wilder has lost his punching power, right, it's because of that woman. That woman took a lot of his heart. Because at his age, the last thing to go is the punching power. He's supposed to still had the punching power. And if he doesn't have it anymore, it's because of Telly Givens. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Telly Givens. Because he should still have that. That just doesn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't go anywhere unless he got injured to the point where he messed up his shoulder or he did something to his back that stopped him from throwing that right hand like he knows how to throw it from the. Wilder is like Samson from the Bible. Yeah, he got his hair cut. Damn Delilah. Is it Goliath or Delia? Goliath? No, it's Goliath, right? Delilah. But I was talking about Zhang. If Zhang beats Dubois, Zhang himself is number 4. Well, Zhang has fought Wilder. Zhang has fought Caballel. Zhang has fought Parker. Zhang has fought Hergovic. Yeah, I mean, now he'll fight Dubois. I mean, sounds good to me. You know. No, Wilder has his braids back. I saw him in an interview yesterday and at the Moses Black premiere. Well, I just wish him the best, man. I've always felt that Shelly Finkel did more to harm him than to help him because of the overprotection. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought I was hating on Wilder. I wasn't hating on Wilder. Never was. I just did not like what his team did for him or to him. I don't like how they kept him back. I don't like how they did the coach, Mark Breland. I don't like any of that shit. I don't like none of that happened. They didn't care for none of that. I think all that was just stupid. You know what I mean? Oh, he was jealous of me the whole time. He didn't like how I shined. So I fired him. But that is karma, though, isn't it? Think about that for a minute. Really think about that. You got your ass whooped. Then you blame Mark Breland, right? Because you thought he was the problem. Then you later on you get your ass whooped. Then your woman leaves you, right? Because she thought you was the problem. you know? But no. I mean, it's karma. You shouldn't have kicked away a good guy that actually was there for you. The point I'm trying to make is Mark Breland wasn't there to harm him. Mark Breland wasn't stealing fucking money from him. Mark Breland wasn't doing any of those things that they thought he was. He was just trying to make him a better boxer. Any trainer that shows up for your first child's birth, that's more than a coach. And what I'm sick of all these, including Wilder. I'm sick of all these fighters blaming the trainer when they get the ass whooped. When you get whooped, take it, own it. Stop playing like it's somebody else's fault, or we have to blame somebody else for my fuck ups. I don't blame Malik Scott. A lot of people do blame Malik Scott. Malik Abdu. No, I don't blame Malik Scott. And Malik Scott had to speak up for himself, and I respect it. I respect what Malik Scott said. He was like, dude, we went over that 1,000 times. Keep your fucking right up to avoid the hook. If he would have avoided the hook, he would have been fine. He did not. That's why he got knocked out. You can't blame him for that, for carelessness. Yeah, he just didn't do his job. He didn't do his portion as a fighter. Now, what I did not care for was, though, Malik Scott being too buddy buddy with Sean George, running over there to hug those guys before checking on his fighter. Oh, that pissed me off, boy. I was mad about that. You know, you check on your fighter first. You can do all that grab assing and hugging after. Check on your fighter. See how your fighter's doing. Don't run over there and hope. You know, don't do that. Malik Scott is too much of a technical coach for Wilder. Wilder needed more of an inspirational, emotional coach like Teddy Atlas. All Teddy gonna do is get mad at him because he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Him with Teddy Atlas? Imagine Teddy Atlas in the corner of Wilder. He might slap Wilder. They might get to fighting themselves. Teddy Atlas is an emotional creature. He is. But he knows his shit, but he wants you to do what the fuck he told you to do. And if you don't do it, he's going to get in your shit. I'm trying. You try harder. Oh, he'd get pissed off. Oh, he'd be mad. He would get so frustrated with Wilder. But see, I don't even think it would have came to the fight. I think Teddy would have walked out in the training camp. He'd have walked out in the gym. No respect for Malik Scott. Took a dive like Olympic swimmer. He did that for that money. Malik Scott was never going to be champion. He did that for that money. They were friends. It was I ain't even mad at that. I'm not mad at the dive. I'm not. Because I don't even think that he didn't even want to fight Wilder like that. He just needed a payday. See, understand, Malik Scott is a trainer. But if you were a prize fighter and you're a ranked prize fighter and you're getting 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe $100,000 fight purses, imagine if you're getting $50,000 per fight and you're fighting 8 times a year. You're a 6-figure man. So fight purses help you. Now imagine if you can determine what happens or what type of punishment that you can take in those punches, in those fights, and still get the same amount of money. He wasn't gonna be champion. He was gonna be a competitor, a ranked competitor, never a champion. And he knew that. Like, look, and Wilder probably told him, bro, I'll give you $100,000. Just when I throw the left at your temple, just go down. You know what I mean? Put it like this, Jay Roos. If we were fighters and we knew we wasn't champs, but we were fighters, but I know I made $200,000, $300,000 a fight, right? And you made $30,000, $40,000 a fight. And I tell you, Jay, man, you my boy. So I'm not gonna hit you, man. You know what I mean? We ain't, I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna try to hurt you. You know what I mean? I know you got a family and stuff like that. I'm gonna throw this right hand and I'm gonna give you $100,000. Handshake deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a win on my resume, but you get $100,000 plus whatever the purse was. Think about it. Malik Scott was his friend. See, we're not thinking like that. We're thinking, oh, well, boxer, the integrity of a buck. Well, no. The integrity of the fight purse, man. That's the only integrity. Okay? And I think they're starting to board, hopefully. Jit gets hit a lot. Yeah, he does. But here's the thing. He got hit by Zhang, but so did Wilder. Who got the better chin? Who got the better chin? Now, that may be a factor of how he got hit. Ajit Calbayal is a lot younger. He's 32 years old. No, he's 33 now, right? So he's 7 years younger than Wilder, right? Wilder was, 38 when he got that shot from Zhang? But Ajit Calbayal take a punch. But hey, be warned. There's only so many punches you can keep taking like that. And he comes across the wrong person that hits him enough, that chin will eventually crack. I said it about Joe Joyce. I said it about a lot of fighters. Man, you got a good chin. Get on that plane, Kurt. Yep. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is it, dude. I believe this is it anyway. Wilder was sparring and didn't see the shot. Oh, this for real. Yeah, it's for real. No, where is that going? No, that's not going where we are. That is going to... This is going to... Let's go into Detroit. Dude, this should be snowing in Detroit. All right. So this is my PO to the V, right? So it looks like we're boarding. So we'll see if we still are. Yeah, we're actually getting on the plane. So peeps, this is volume 1. Volume 2 coming soon. See you in about 3 hours. If you guys are still up, I'll do another one. Why not? Say what up say what up to Eminem. I'm not going to Detroit. Appreciate you guys. Be blessed. I'll see you guys when I land. Peace. Oh, by the way, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.